What you don't want to do, and this is what they don't want to tell you, you don't go somewhere and marry in an environment which a bunch of other dudes get to fornicate with the same woman you don't get to fornicate with. But you get to marry. That's when you know you don't want to marry, because you're actually being insulted by being chosen for marriage. When a chaste woman chooses you for marriage, that's a compliment. When an unchaste woman chooses you for marriage, that's an insult. Even if they don't think it is. And as a matter of fact, they know that it is. They know it's an insult. Saying that when you accept that stepdad role before you have your own, she looks at you as a genetic inferior. And so you can't come back from that. You can't convince her of anything else at that point. That's it. You're genetic inferior. End of. She can't see you any other way.
He was not having it. This kid has been going viral after publicly stopping his mom from embarrassing him. There is a time and a place for everything, and the fact that he had to discipline his own mother in front of others speaks volumes. Now, I know some of you guys are going to be like, oh, she's an adult and she could do whatever she wants, which is true, but it's all about having respect for your own child, because I don't care what anybody says. Nobody wants to see their own mother twerking on a stranger. Now, obviously, he wasn't happy about it, but this is why it's important to have boundaries in order to avoid your child from developing trauma and resentment. But you guys let me know what you think.
The things that I think is so fucked up in America is our family dynamic. Over 50% of marriages end in divorce. For those 50% that don't end in divorce, more than half of them aren't even happy marriages. They're just staying together for the kid or for financial reasons. It's absolutely tragic. Why is it that so many marriages end in divorce? A huge reason, in my opinion, is because a lot of times you have two people who have a lot of traumas and emotional wounds. They get together and then they just merge all of their shit together. They're not working on themselves. Understand that any relationship requires massive amounts of self-work. You can't get too comfortable and complacent. So many people, they get in a relationship and they're like, okay, cool, I can stop going to the gym. I can stop eating healthy. I can stop being ambitious. I'm good. She loves me for who I am. That is dangerous for the men out there. For every single man watching, I don't care if you are single, if you're in a serious relationship, if you're married, you need to stay hungry. You need to stay ambitious. You need to stay aligned to your passions and purpose. This is why we were put on this planet, is to make a positive change with ourselves, with our families, with our communities, and with the planet as a whole. That your toxic masculinity is not stepping into that energy, getting complacent, getting lazy.
Marriage is over in the U.S.
You are setting yourself up to be destroyed, especially if you are a productive man. There is no way you go down and get a marriage certificate with all of the information out here about marriage.
Facts.
There's no way you should be getting married nowadays. That's an old concept, man. Absolutely. What you do, if you find some girl that you just got to claim with your cake ass, you go and you get a contract with the heifer where you are protecting yourself. Yeah. Because if you don't protect yourself and you marry one of these women who are not coming from money or get money, which is basically almost all of them, all that you've worked for, all that you've went to school for, all of this is in jeopardy. It's dumb to get married if you are wise now. Now, if you're a lame who don't know, can't nobody save you. Can't nobody save you. She got rights over your body and everything. God forbid something happened to you. She might do something scandalous if there ain't no gangster shit involved. If she ain't worried about the repercussions, you shouldn't be getting married no more. That's dumb. Dumb.
I always felt it was dumb.
Most of the women are going to rob you and take everything you have. And I'm saying there are women who've been taken as well. There are women who had to pay a lot of money for being married. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying a man who doesn't know how to go and get a contract on how things will get chopped up if it doesn't go right, you are setting yourself up to be destroyed. And the reason that you're scared to not get married is because you don't want her to go. And I'm here to tell you, homie, if you're scared for her to go to the point where you will marry her, you need it to be destroyed. So you can be built back up into something that is worth something.
Come on now.
Now you worth something. Now that you see a bitch ain't shit, and it ain't just Corey talking crazy. Now that you see that a funky bitch is the worst thing God put on this earth. Now you a better man after you got destroyed.
The vitriol comes from women. They are the nastiest, most disgusting, vile, dirty-mouthed creatures when it comes to something that they don't want to hear, something that goes against their programming. And it's the thing, they don't even understand they've been programmed to believe these things. And if you come against it, they don't come back with statistics, data, proof, or something that is well thought out and using critical thinking. No, it's an emotional lashing out. How dare you go against my programming? How dare you go against what I've always believed? Because they cannot believe it's true. They cannot believe that they've ruined their own lives. There's no point in trying to change them anymore. There's no point. They have to destroy themselves. They're not going to listen to anybody. They're rebellious, godless, sex-craved, delusional creatures that don't resemble anything that a woman should be. They hate everything that a woman is except for what feminism tells them they should be. They deny their own biology. You cannot tell them not to destroy themselves. It is mass delusion. And they think if they shout you down, call you names, make fun of you, do all of these things, that somehow it's going to change their outcome. No, the only thing that's going to change and continue to change are men. And there is no use in trying to save these women. There's no use in trying to compromise. There's no use in trying to work with any woman over here because they are gone. They are lost. We're going to have to let them run their course and let a younger generation see the destruction when they become the old, bitter, nasty, destructive people that they are, and how they even hurt their own children with these mindsets. If they even have children, we've got to get the data and the outcome out there. And so, yes, I encourage men to go their own way. Don't approach, don't coddle, don't give princess treatment. Don't listen to nothing. They deserve nothing. The only thing that's going to work is the absolute coldness of men. Who hurt you?
Black girls only want your money cause of dumb chicks. So I'ma say like this. Don't date a black girl, take it as a diss. If you want, but if you don't, I'ma tell you like this, I surely won't. Never date a black girl because blacks only want your money. And that shit ain't funny. So I'ma say, look honey, why do you do this? You know, you step up to me like you were Brutus. Then you try to grab my spinach because it's green and that's gas. So get out of here, cause I don't need your ass. I said that before, but that's okay because like I said, you're a whore. Black girls and white girls just don't mix because black girls are dumb and white girls are good chicks. White girls are good, I like white girls. I like white girls all over the world. White girls are fine and they blow my mind, and that's why I'm here now telling you this rhyme. Because black girls, I really don't like, we don't mix. It's like riding a bike when you're pedaling hard, uphill both ways. You know it's kinda hard, and that's why I say to you, I'm giving you a little advice. Don't date a black girl. If you do it once, you won't do it twice. You won't ever do it again because I'll take your money, and that ain't funny. So I'ma say, look honey, I've already said that before, but like I said again, you're nothing but a big whore. So when Mike gets on the baseline, that's okay, cause we will not just waste time. I'll get straight to the point. Black girls are bitches. That's why I'ma tell you, you better pull up your britches. Cause all that cash is making your ass drag from the boyfriend you gained. And that's pretty bad. I mean, that's pretty sad when you're dating a black guy and then you turn around and fuck another big black guy. Now that's pretty wrong. But you're just skanking. But that's okay because you need a goddamn spanking. From me, the funky Eminem. I'm busting rhymes and I'm swallowing phlegm. I'm busting a freestyle just like this. I say swallow and phlegm, and Howard gets pissed. But when Howard gets pissed, that's okay because he leaves and he doesn't show up for 2 more days. So I'll just worry about that problem when I come to it. I cross that bridge when I come to it. Because I forgot the chorus, but that's okay cause y'all saying bust a rhyme for us. So I'ma bust another rhyme about this black girl. She turned out to be a fucking whack girl, a whack girl. Because black girls ain't funny. All they want is your goddamn money. They take you for everything you got, and then you stand with a bunch of snot in your hand. So I'ma kick it to you just like this. How does the chorus go? I forgot, but that's okay, cause I'ma tell you in stride. I'ma say, oh, foolish pride. Oh, foolish pride. Oh, 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 date a white girl, 'cause they got the rawhide.
Yeah, I feel like I join the choir. Shit, I should go to church. Amen. Praise the Lord. Amen. Amen. Praise the Lord. I think I'ma join the choir. Cause we was singing, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, it was wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was singing, yeah. Oh, we was singing, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir. Cause we was singing, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, man, that chicken got real wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was singing, yeah. Oh, we was singing, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir. What you know about losing your best friend, or losing your best man, losing your blood brother from a sister, wishing you can free him again. All the real niggas put y'all hands in the air for the real niggas y'all can lost. All the real niggas tell y'all gang the air for all the bitch niggas y'all been tossed. Man, this shit got real crazy, feel like we losing niggas on the daily. All I had tears in my eyes, anger said somebody need to die. I was trying to get some get back, they killed my homie of a bitch, nigga. I'll be down, won't get my get back. Let's crack and look at me wrong, that boy about to get his shit pushed back. I think I'ma join the choir. Cause we was singing, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, it was wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was singing, yeah. Oh, we was singing, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir. Cause we was singing, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, man, that chicken got real wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was singing, yeah. Oh, we was singing, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir.
All right. Welcome to the Too Much Moxie podcast. I am your humble host, Too Much, and I'm definitely in the building. What's going on, YouTube? What's going on, TikTok? Or not TikTok, IG? What's going on, Twitter? Twitch? What else we streaming on? Facebook? What's good? We in the building, man. It's been a while, man. If y'all forgive me, man, I had to take care of some business, had to grind for a minute, man. But I'm back. I'm back, y'all. And we got to talk about it, man. We got another topic for y'all, man. We're talking about I don't think anybody's talking about this. I mean, I know it's probably old news. I remember some things came out about Eminem back in the day, about his relationship with the Black community and how he felt, but he came out and apologized, said he was a kid, he had these weird thoughts and he doesn't think like that anymore. Okay, we got to decline that. He came out and made a statement. It was a while back. Y'all go Google it. But now we're going to talk about this this song he made about a Black woman. Eminem, Foolish Pride, 1988. He had to be around 16 years old, 16-year-old kid when he made this rap album. I think it's over one of those Beastie Boy beats. And we're just gonna go in and we're gonna decipher it, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, I got a different spin on it. I never like hollering racism or anything like that, or using the race bait, or I don't do that. I like to speak facts, if anything, and then I want to give you my opinion. Sounds to me like our brother Eminem, one of the, let's give him his roses, let's give him his props while he's around. one of the top, or was one of the biggest rappers in the hip hop community at one time. Some people might call him a culture vulture, whatever you want to call it. But he definitely took hip hop by storm, and he was feared. He was even feared in the rap game. Nobody wanted to battle him. You know, he came from that element. He came from battle rapping. So, you know, it's one thing about performing, entertaining, and it's something about battle rapping. It's just a different feel, different style. You know, many mainstream rappers went over into the battle rap side, and they didn't perform too well. And then vice versa, many of the battle rappers came on to the performing and entertainment side of rap, and they didn't do well either. So it's a different arena, and it's a different mindset that you got to have. But Eminem was able to make that crossover. Eminem was able to do that, and he did it with witty satire, comedy, words, just rhymes, and you know, he likes to smush words together as he says, and put them in a rhyme, and he entertained us. He also did it by attacking other rappers, other pop stars. Like he went after low hanging fruit, so to speak, and destroyed them. Right? He built himself up like that. Then he brought his guys on. Right? He brought his people on. He brought on the Detroit 12 or whatever. He brought on Royce the 5'9", 50 Cent is part of the people that he helped bring up into the business as well. G Unit, you know, all those guys and things like that. So he gets a lot of props. You know, Dre supposedly found him and signed him right away. You know, he knew right away this was going to be big. You know, and he did the right thing, because look at this brother, man. Eminem is definitely an icon in the hip hop community. But there's some questions about his background. You know, his upbringing. I don't have his whole rap sheet. I'm just gonna go off memory here. Eminem, you know, he grew up with a single mother. He grew up in a trailer park. He grew up in the rough and tough, bad neighborhoods of Detroit. That's where he got to start. So he grew up in the hood. He grew up around black people. He had an experience with them. You know, I often tell people, like, you know, experiences. You know, men work through trauma. Women get stuck in trauma. And I think it shows proof that Eminem worked through his trauma, because look at his relationship with the black community today. I think it's not like when he was 16, I should say, right? You know, men work through trauma, women get stuck in trauma. And a lot of times, and let me say this, not all men work through their trauma. A lot of men can get stuck in trauma too. You know, it's pretty much based on your upbringing, how you're going to handle tough times and trauma and things like that, and the support that you have around you. That does make a big difference. You know, a lot of bigotry comes from trauma. Okay, bigotry stems a lot from trauma. Something happened to them. A person, a color, a gender did something wrong to them, and they form these stereotypical bigotry ideas, and they project that on every person that seems to look like whatever traumatized them. And women, let's be real, a lot of modern women do it a lot. You know, they dated a Pookie and a Ray Ray, right? They dated a Pookie and a Ray Ray. And because that Pookie and a Ray Ray, or that bad boy, did them wrong, right? Because that bad boy did them wrong, now what do? They project that on all men. Now all men that look like this, dress like this, talk like this, are and they just replay that trauma over and over in their mind, and they project that on all men, spewing out all manners of debauchery, all mannerism of just things that you shouldn't think and shouldn't say to men. You know, that's why you get all this man hating online right now. You know, they try to shame, you know, the feminists always come in, they try to shame men. and make it seem like we're the perpetrators, but we're not the perpetrators of it. We're the critical ones. We're the ones looking at the situation, analyzing it, and being critical of what's happening, of what's going on. That's our job as men. Our job as men is to judge and to judge righteously. Our job as God's people is to judge and to judge righteously. So we're supposed to make a decision, but we're not just supposed to make any decision. We're supposed to make a righteous decision. We're supposed to judge. We're supposed to have discernment. Men are supposed to have discernment, right? You know, we have two brains. You know, did you guys know that? We have two brains, one here and one here. Your intestine is a brain. Your intestine is where your discernment comes from. You ever heard that saying, I got a gut feeling? I got a gut feeling. That's your second brain telling you, hey man, be aware, pay attention. Now your discernment can be off. You have to train it. It has to be trained. Just like your body, your intestines decide what food is good for you and what food is bad. It keeps the good, absorbs the good, and turns the bad food into waste, and you defecate that, right? That's how your discernment is. It should be able to discern what's good for you and what's bad for you. And you got to be able to know how to communicate with both brains and trust each other. Trust the instinct, trust the analytical and the intuitive side. Okay. We also have a left and right brain, right? Left brain is more analytical, right brain is more critical, or it could be the opposite. I don't have the data in front of me, but we have to know that that's how our mind and our body functions and works together. Okay. But a lot of people want to just attack men because right now men we're getting our voice back, but right now men are not really, the system's not really set up for us to put women in their place, so to speak. It's set up for women to complain about everything a man is doing. Man made the world, so man's the problem, right? Men did this, man's the problem, right? Shout out, we got our host Walt D on. Walt D in the house. Okay, shout out. So we getting started. I'm just warming it up. I'm just warming it up before we get into it.
Okay, cool. I had to grab some snow chains from down the street real quick. So yeah, I'm listening.
Okay, cool. Y'all make sure y'all follow our host. He's on TikTok. And make sure y'all follow Cali Negro 5. Do me a favor and follow our brother Walt D on Cali Negro 5. We need to get him to 1,000 followers on TikTok because we got we do a TikTok show too. Y'all. We trying to dominate all platforms, not just these YouTube streets and these IG streets and these Facebook and Twitch and Twitter. We're trying to dominate all platforms, even on TikTok. So follow me as well. Too Much Moxie podcast on TikTok as well. I'm over 1,000 followers and almost at 1,200 right now, to be honest with you, growing daily, slowly but surely. But y'all hit me up over there, man. I'm real cool. I have a more laid back show on there, and we do some amazing things on them TikTok streets as well. But let's get into it, man. Now that I got Walt D in here, man, I'm about to replay the song "Old Foolish Pride," man, and we're about to break this thing down, man. Eminem, of course, he already made an apology about this. This is old news, so to speak, but I don't think anybody's talking about it. I want y'all to pay attention to what he's talking about and what he's saying, and then we're going to decipher and break down why you think he might be saying this or why is he going this route. Okay. Let's bring it up and let's play it.
Like this. Don't date a black girl, take it as a diss. If you want, but if you don't, I'ma tell you like this, I surely won't. Never date a black girl because blacks only want your money. And that ain't funny. So I'ma say
okay, I'm gonna stop right there. That's a stereotype. Okay, that's anecdotal, but we're gonna let it keep playing.
Look, honey, why do you do this? You step up to me like you were Brutus. Then you try to grab my spinach because it's green and that's gas. So get out of here, cause I don't need your ass. I've said that before, but that's okay because like I said, you're a whore. Black girls and white girls just don't mix because black girls are dumb and white girls are good chicks. White girls are...
Okay, he's going in. He's going in right there. we're gonna let it keep playing, but I'm gonna stop it just a little bit periodically. But he's going in right there. Black girls are, that's another stereotype. That's another form of bigotry. I'm still not seeing the racist cross, but he's on a thin line. Let's let it play.
Good. I like white girls. I like white girls all over the world. White girls are fine and they blow my mind, and that's why I'm here now telling you this rhyme. Because black girls, I really don't like. We don't mix. It's like riding a bike when you're pedaling hard, uphill both ways. You know it's kind of hard, and that's why I say to you, I'm giving you a little advice.
So he's saying pretty much, right? Don't date a black chick. They're hard. They're not easy to get along with. They're difficult to get along with. I can semi agree. I probably wouldn't say it the way he's saying it, but I can say, I'll say this: our women used to be easier to talk to, easier to deal with, but there was a change, and this was made in 1988, right? So this is when the change started happening. This is right around the time black women started changing and becoming full-on feminists, and independence was coming. I'm an independent trope started coming out. This was before we got into this was before the debauchery, though. I mean, we were doing Atomic Dog and stuff like that, and but we weren't all the way turned up yet. So I just want to note that. So let's keep going.
And also, don't forget. And also, one thing we need to make note for all the people that's trying to troll us or hate on us. People try to say that we woman haters and whatnot, but we doing a video like this, showing love for women and sorting it out. So we're not the haters people want to make us out to be.
That's right. We're critical of women on this page. We're not haters of women, but we are critical. We're critical of men on this page. We're not haters of men. We're very critical of simps. We're very critical of modern women. We're very critical of all women, not just black women. We just happen to be talking about an incident with Eminem. And obviously he had an issue with a black woman. That's why he's making this song. And obviously you can tell this kid was in love, because why else would you create a diss song? Matter of fact, Eminem has a weird relationship with people. The moment you cross him, he does a diss song about you. So this is kind of Eminem's MO from 16 all the way into his adulthood. Look at what happened with what's that girl, Christina Aguilar. I think she turned him down. She didn't give him no time. And what did he do? He wrote a diss song about Christina Aguilar. Okay, he did all kind of skits and memes with Christina Aguilar because she didn't give him the time of day.
And Mariah Carey.
And Mariah Carey. And Mariah Carey. So this is his MO. So obviously he was in love with some black chick. She did him wrong. She took him for some money and left him, right? Probably for another black guy, because she's probably using him. This was actually around that time where our women were starting to date outside of their race. And let's just say it wasn't, they were getting their reparations. They were getting their reparations on them. Let's just say it like that. This was also around the time that black women were starting to divest. And like I said, they weren't divesting for the right reasons. I'll say that. It wasn't necessarily for love, They were looking for what Eminem is talking about, that spinach, that green. But let's continue.
Hate a black girl, if you do it once, you won't do it twice. You won't ever do it again because I'll take your money. And that ain't funny, so I'ma say, look, honey, I've already said that before, but like I said again, you're nothing but a big whore. So when Mike gets on the baseline, that's okay, cause we will not just waste time. I'll get straight to the point. Black girls are bitches. That's why I'ma tell you, you better pull up your bridges.
Okay. He kind of went in. I actually missed that part. He kind of went in. He's calling them the B word. Okay. He called them whores, right? And I want to examine that for a little bit. A lot of times you hear, especially in the inner city, especially within black women's circle, they'll call each other bitches. They have no problem with using profanity and call it and whether it's negative or positive. It's like the N-word, right? It can be used negative or positive depending on the tonality and how you use it. And black women call each other these names. And then when they get mad, right? Here's how you know that all women, but I'm talking specifically about black women right now, know that a high body count is wrong. What's the first thing that black women do, or modern women, period, do when they want to shame another woman? We know they pull out the gay card for men, but when they want to shame another woman, what do they call them? Whores. You ain't nothing but a hoe anyway. You a whore. You slept with blah, 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 blah. They go in. They go in on each other, calling each other bitches and hoes. So that's just a little caveat. Let's finish.
Oh, that cash is making your ass drag from the boyfriend you get, and that's pretty bad. I mean, that's pretty sad when you're dating a black guy and then you turn around and fuck another big black guy. Now that's
okay. He's talking about that body count. Now this is back in 1988, y'all. This is still when it was still a little bit difficult to sleep with a black woman. Not like in the 60s and the 70s, but it was difficult, right? You had to say you practically had to use the "I love you" word if you wanted to get in this chick's bed. You know, the word you never want to use with a woman because she will believe you. But this is what brothers figured out: if you say "I love you" and you're the only one for me, guess what? You might be getting some. You might be getting some. You might be her first even. You know, this was back when you could take down a virgin. Not so prevalent today. These chicks coming out of high school, 15, 20, 30, 50, even 50 body counts. Matter of fact, even in my high school, you know, we knew the women that were hoes. We knew that these women were easy. And we also knew to steer clear from these hoes because they have a reputation. And you don't want that reputation on you that you mess with that girl and everybody knows she's a hoe. You might not get that good girl that you're looking at. And we knew that. Right? And then there was this women that, I remember we had.
Hey, bro, nowadays, brothers don't even care about having that reputation. Shoot, they'll go down on I don't even know if we can say that on it.
Man, low hanging fruit, man. These brothers are snipers out here. They're thumpers. Okay, they're getting their thump on. They're not, ain't no thing but a chicken wing. It's low hanging fruit right now. I remember, man, back in my, this is like the 90s, early 90s, mid 90s, right? 96, 98, 93, 94. We had women that, everybody knew that guys would run the train on them. I remember we had a basketball chick from Ohio come down one time, right? And she slept with the whole basketball team. And they video camered it. And a lot of them, she slept with a lot of women boyfriends, right? And guess what? And guess what those women did? They went into their boyfriend's phone, found the video, and they sent the video to her parents. And then she had to end up move back to Ohio because the shame was too great. Nowadays, if that happens, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's yeah, she might have a reputation, but I just think, she may get in trouble with her parents to a certain extent, but maybe she'll switch schools. But that's
nowadays in the leftist culture, they turn it into sexual liberation, or they'll just blame it on the man.
Yes, they'll go after him, the man, and try to put them in jail and say they took advantage of this woman, and she was down for the whole experience. She was down for the whole experience, and it's crazy. It's crazy. But let's finish this up. Let's finish it. We're almost through this thing. I'm just stopping a little bit. We'll do a little bit of commentating, but we're gonna let it play, and then we're gonna really get into, what I think about Eminem and Old Foolish Pride, and we're gonna be a little bit critical of black women. How about that? We're gonna talk about some black women and be a little bit critical. So trigger alert. We're gonna talk about some black women and be a little bit critical, and we're gonna talk about our brother here, Eminem. Let's go.
it's pretty wrong. but you're just skanking. But that's okay because you need a goddamn spanking. From me, the funky Eminem. I'm busting rhymes and I'm swallowing phlegm. I'm busting a freestyle just like this. I say swallowing phlegm and Howard gets pissed. But when Howard gets pissed, that's okay because he leaves and he doesn't show up for 2 more days. So I'll just worry about that problem when I come to it. I cross that bridge when I come to it. Because I forgot the chorus, but that's okay cause y'all saying bust a rhyme for us. So I'ma bust another rhyme about this black girl. She turned out to be a fucking whack girl, a whack girl. Because black girls ain't funny. All they want is your goddamn money. They take you for everything you got, and then you stand with the.
Now think about that. How accurate is that today? How accurate is that today? This was 1988, right? How accurate is that criticism of black women and modern women today? How accurate?
But you was right though. He just admitted it right there. He said that he went out with one, and then that's what happened, and that's why he made that song. This in that verse.
Yeah. He went out with a black chick. He probably fell in love. He probably thought, oh man, I got me a Nubian sister, big lips, hips, butt, all. I mean, he was like, man, white girls aren't built like this. I mean, he was making the comparative, and he was enjoying it. But then when he realized that, hey man, she's fine on the outside, but she's ugly on the inside. That's when he made this song. And this is coming from a 16-year-old kid, man. It's coming from a 16-year-old mind. This is someone who went through something that probably was traumatic for him. Getting broken up with, getting dissed in school, getting clowned in school. Those are all trauma. Those are all trauma-inducing cultures. Those are all the things that we hold to. Those are all the things that we remember. We take with us. When that girl called you ugly, you never forgot that girl who called you ugly. You never forgot. Your mama told you was handsome. Your mama told you was cute. Your mama told you your mama's baby. But that girl, when you went outside, told you that you was ugly. You never forgot that girl. You never forgot that girl you had a crush on that dissed you. You're not going to forget it. It's going to stay with you. And that's what Eminem is doing. He's making some inflammatory, definitely making some inflammatory statements. But I still don't see racism in it. I just see that this is a 16-year-old kid. This is the way he is feeling, and he's sharing that. And he's doing it in an honest way. And he's doing it in the way that he knows how to, that's his outlet, which is rapping. That's what he's doing. But how accurate? I just want to know, how accurate is the brother talking about women, even our black women? How accurate is he? I mean, that still shows truth today. A lot of our women are chasing money. A lot of our women want to get the bag. A lot of our women are like, hey man, how much money do you, what do you do? Can you handle me? Can you take care of me? Can you spend money on me? Can you buy me Gucci, Louis, Prada, Fendi, Chanel, Balenciaga? Can you Yeezys? Can you do those things for me? And that's what they're really after. They're after your money. They're after your resources as a man. And he's experiencing that at 16. And I'll say this, a lot of black women who do divest, they're not divesting for the right reasons. They're not divesting for the right reasons. They're divesting for the bag. They're divesting for the money. I hate to say it like that. I'm not saying that a lot of black women don't fall in love with white men. And some of them do get married and they last long and they have beautiful kids together and they grow up. I guess if we can say shout out to Candace Owens because she did that. Kamala Harris, I don't know. Whatever, those women, I mean, I would hope it's not for the bag, but, it could be. I'm just saying a lot of time when black women divest, it's not for good reasons. It's for money. How do you know that? Because they call black men broke, dusty, right? Whenever you see that word broke and dusty, that's code word for I need a man with money. Right or wrong?
Hey, you're right, because it's kind of funny. You can't be making less, the same amount of money or less than a man, and call a man broke. That's just weird.
That's really weird. But see, women are programmed in their head to think that, hey, men are supposed to make the money, even though we've allowed them to make the money, and even though the system is set up. I was on a TikTok when our boy Obi was talking about how the system is set up and how it actually puts black women in front of the black man. So the black woman is actually propped up to make a lot of times to make more money than the black man. And so women, because they're hypergamous, if you make the same amount of money or less than her, she's going to look down on you. See, women date up, men date down. Women, whenever a woman breaks up with a man, she's breaking up with a man that was obviously better than her, because she always going to choose a man that's better than her. A woman's never going to choose a man that's below her, and if she does, it's a controlled scenario environment. It's strictly so she can say, hey man, this nigga ain't shit. It's strictly so she can put that man down. It's strictly as a filler while she waits to find that high value man. That's really what it is. While she waits to find another brother to come up on. She'll sleep with the Pookie and the Ray Ray bad boy, but really she's looking for that simp to marry her because she doesn't want to be held accountable for her bad behavior. So there's all kinds of things in play why the black woman and the modern woman, period, do what they do. Now, I'm not saying all black women are like this. Okay, I just want to put that out there. I'm not saying that all black women are like this. I'm saying that it is engraved in some of the music. I need a rich nigga. I need a 8-figure, bigger, 6'6". It's infused in the music that we listen to. Hands on her knees. Sexy Red, Sukihana. I just saw an interview with Sukihana where she didn't even know she was a musician. Okay, this girl's that wacko.
Hey, brother, too much.
Go ahead.
Can you put some of these young men up on game? Because I talk to young men too and what I do, but put some of these young men up on game. Like if a woman says, oh, I just want to take it slow, or I just want to do this, I just want to do that. Like, I mean, there's few that are actually trying to do it for virtuous reasons, but if she like already has a kid, or you see that she's a certain way, she's probably doing that because she wants to control your pace while she's waiting for the person that she really wants, or trying to see if she can get the man that she really wants. But she's with you for the time being, but she has to come up with excuses and reasons to be with you. There's women right now trying to simp out young men because the young men don't know any better. So hopefully you can put some of these young men on game.
Ask that question again and then I'll answer. Ask it again. What's the question again?
The question is, how can a young man tell if a woman is really for real, or if she's just putting him off and making excuses until she can get the man that she wants? Okay.
The very, very, very easiest way to tell if a woman is really into you is if she spends money on you. If she's investing in you, she's really down for you. Women who don't spend money on men and they require only the men to spend money on them, they're using that man. They're using that man for money. So the best way, the fiery way you can tell if a woman is into you is if she's willing to spend money on you. If she's saying things like, you know what, you go ahead and get the thing, and you always pay attention. If I pay for the meal and the woman leaves the tip, I know she's interested in me. I know she's interested in me because she didn't have to leave that tip. I'm already paying for the meal. I'm going to obviously pay for the tip as well too. If I'm a man, if I understand social dynamics and how things work out here, you're supposed to, you want to tip the waiter, especially if they did a good job, and they're not getting paid much money. But if I see a woman get the tip, if I see a woman ask questions about my family, that's a telltale sign that she that she's trying to get to know me and how I fit with her and things like that. Those are signs that men can know if a woman is into them. If she's playing with their hair a lot, now we're gonna go to body languages. If she's acting feminine or even overly feminine, right? She's into you, right? If a woman is sexually attracted to you, you're gonna know it. You're gonna know it. She's gonna put her foot next to your foot under the table. She's gonna be trying to touch you. She's gonna be genuinely interested. She's gonna be patient and wait for you to finish to speak before she speaks. She's not gonna cut you off. These are the things that you can use to kind of use as indicators that this woman is into you. If she's playing with her hair, she's feeling you. If she's acting feminine, if she's real soft-spoken and she's real feminine, she's into you. If she's willing to pay for something, buy you something, spend money on something, right? So you don't have to be the one spending money all the time. If she doesn't want you to think that she's with you for money, there's going to be signs she's going to let you know that she's really interested. That's how you gauge women. Obviously, you see what happened to our brother Eminem. He was with a gold digger. She assumed because he was white, she was gonna give her money. She assumed because he was nice, she was a nice guy, and women love to take advantage of nice guys, right? She's gonna spend money. Matter of fact, I got a video I'm gonna show you here shortly after we finish this video, going through this. But I just want to show you that he's not necessarily wrong in what he's saying about these black women. Now, it may come off a little racist, and I'm not saying he's racist. I'm not using that word. But he's definitely saying it in a bigoting type of formality. He's definitely using stereotypes and anecdotal situations to enforce what he's saying in this song. And he's definitely a kid who got his heart broken by a black woman. He was in love. He was really, you got to be really in love to make a song like this. He was in love. Matter of fact, Eminem has that obsessive type of personality. Like if he's into you, he's really into you. That's the type of personality that Eminem had. He has an obsessive personality where if he's focused on something, he's 100% focused on it. Like when he took his obsessive personality and put it into rap, and look what it did for him. He took his obsessive personality and put it into women, and this is what was the outcome of it.
I think you just now saved some lives, my brother.
Huh? Yeah. We trying to say we trying to give y'all the game, man. We want y'all to understand that men, we play the game on all Madden, women play the game on easy mode. Okay. Your 20s are supposed to be the toughest times of your life. They're not supposed to be the fun time that the world and entertainment industry and the media and Hollywood tell you it's supposed to be. No, it's not about it's about you leveling up. You use your 20s to level up. You use your 20s so you can fail, because that's how men learn and grow. Okay. Women don't necessarily learn from failure, by the way. They do learn, but men and women learn differently. Okay. Men, we learn the best through experience and through failing. That's how we make a mistake, then we go back and we correct it. Right. That's why it's good for us to have fathers. That's why we need fathers to tell us, hey, man, get back up and do it again. Because as a little boy, you'll get hurt and you don't want to experience that pain again, right? And your mother will say, oh, let me come here, baby. She'll coddle you and keep you from experiencing that pain. But your father will say, nah, man, you need to experience that pain. Get up and do it again. If you didn't do the backflip and you landed wrong the first time, get up and do the backflip again until you get it correctly. Jump until you jump high enough. That's what your father's going to do. He's going to push your limits. He's going to make you mentally tough. He's going to give you structure and discipline so you can handle the ebbs and the flows of life, right? That's what it's all about. When you're in your 20s, your only job is to figure out what you're good at. And obviously, our brother Eminem, man, he figured out what he was good at. He figured out, hey, I'm good at rapping. I'm good at poetry. I'm good at battle rapping. I'm good at telling these stories. I'm good at telling these stories in a witty way, in a different way, in a unique way. And he became obsessed with that, and he became one of the greatest hip-hop rappers of all time, even. Okay? No one can deny how big Eminem is. No one can deny how dominant he was when he came out. And we're seeing some of his earlier work here. And we're seeing some of his personality. One thing I can appreciate about Eminem is his personality is his personality. And he's actually, he's a man. He actually will hold himself accountable for things he said in the past. He didn't run away from this. He didn't act like he wasn't quote unquote racist. He just said, hey man, I was a stupid kid. I had stupid thoughts. I had stupid ideas. This is the outcome of that. I was hurt by a woman. I was, I grew up in a rough neighborhood where I was bullied and picked on because of my skin. Let's be real, because of his skin color, because he was white. But here's the thing about that. A lot of people don't understand Black culture. Black culture, we're gonna pick on you because that's how we make you. That's how you become strong. It's not just we pick on the white kids, and we may point them out a little bit more, but we pick on the Black kids too. We pick on the Hispanic kids too. We pick on the Africans. Africans love to get upset with FBA, Foundational Black America. They love to get upset with us because we call them, African booty scratcher. You know what I'm saying? When we were kids, when we're kids, man, let me tell you, them kids will say the most hateful, spiteful things, and won't care. Okay, we will hurt your feelings and think it's funny.
Man, have you ever been on PlayStation? PlayStation Network?
Oh yeah, man. I've been on. I play video games online. You see them kids? They'll throw the N-word out with the quickness. Them white kids will. You play Call of Duty, man. You might get you're gonna have to put up with a couple N-words, from these young white kids, So it goes both ways, man. If I'm Black in a white neighborhood, I'm probably gonna get picked on. If you're white in a Black neighborhood, you're probably going to get picked on. But here's the thing. Once they figure out you're cool, they leave you alone. They don't pick on you no more. Once they realize you can stand up for yourself and you've been around before and you're from this area and you respect the people here, guess what? They leave you alone. Not so much in the white neighborhoods, though. You'll find white people that, and I'm saying white people are not bad people. I like to say white people are nice people. They'll treat you right. But at some point, the ones that are not going to treat you with dignity and respect, and the ones that are. You just kind of learn that. So let's finish this up. Let's finish up this, and then we'll get into some more real stuff. Okay, let's go.
It's not in your hand. So I'ma kick it to you just like this. How does the chorus go? I forgot, but that's okay, cause I'ma tell you in stride. I'ma say, oh, foolish pride. Oh, foolish pride. Oh, 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 foolish pride. Oh, oh,
I think that's it.
White girl, 'cause they got the rawhide.
Date a white girl. So he's telling white men, he's telling Black men, he's telling the Asian man, he's telling the Hispanic man, date a white girl. Date a white girl. Date a white girl. That's what I get out of it, at least. Date a white girl. And let's be real. We've known throughout centuries, right? Let's be real. That it used to, and it used to be this way. It used to be that Black women were more difficult to sleep with, and the white women were a little bit easier to sleep with. Am I right or wrong? Back in the day, we knew we had a better chance of sleeping with the woman that wasn't our color than sleeping with our own women, because they used to be difficult. There used to be some standards. There used to be some roadblocks up. And I'm not saying all white women are easy, all Black women are easy. I'm just saying that, nowadays, if we fast forward to 2024, all women are easy to sleep with.
I mean, let's be real, brother. A lot of the Black women back in our day, you couldn't sleep with because you had to go through their daddy.
Ooh.
And that was one of the biggest things, their daddy, especially if their daddy was in the military, whatever with
Yeah.
that big bushy mustache or whatever. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's keep it. We knew the chicks that we had a chance with sleeping with, and we knew the chicks that we didn't have a chance to sleep with. The chicks that had fathers, definitely all day. It was gonna be difficult. It was gonna be difficult. Man, I could tell you stories of sneaking in houses though. Well, I could tell you stories of sneaking in houses, and the parents are in the other room, and I got snuck in, and I'm up to no good, and then I'm getting out the house before the parents wake up or they come home from work or whatever the situation. But for the most part though, you kind of knew you just kind of knew the women that the girls that were fast and the girls that were not so fast. You knew, and it was based on their upbringing and how they carried themselves and their outlook on the world. And you just knew that the fast chicks, you gonna have a chance to hit that. They on some grown folks stuff. They don't have standards. They're up at midnight. They're up at 3 a.m. Those type of women, you already knew that you were going to be able to make something happen. And it's unfortunate now that today that we have terminology like hoe phases, and we have things like 304 culture. We have things like hookup culture, because even back in my day, it wasn't as strong. It was getting there, but it wasn't as strong as it is now. It just wasn't. You there, Walter? You froze up on me, brother. Looks like our brother Walt froze up, man. He got his hat on and his glasses, and he's ready to go. But he froze up. But we're gonna I want to play another video, man, just to kind of show you that Eminem was actually right on point. He just did it. He just singled out a specific group of women and called them out. Oh, there you go. You're back, brother. You froze up on me.
Yeah, it's this area.
Okay. So let me just play this other video real quick. Walt, I think I got this video off your Facebook, man. I don't remember. Let me play this though.
Comes from women.
No, that's not. I'm gonna play that later. I think it's this one right here. Hold on. Okay, well, that's not good. There we go. Yeah, I got this from you, Walt. Let's play this.
And the hell, women don't want the men to cheat, but they'll go to work and cheat with their co-workers.
First of all,
that's what I'm talking about. They will. Your work husband covering your break.
Is having a work husband cheating?
Yes.
Or excuse me, one second. Wasn't done. Or is that just men protecting women, right? Like when I come to work, when I come to work, you make sure my salmon is already in the microwave. That was sweet. Or you told me about the bitch that's about to get fired. You told me it wasn't me. Thank you, Rodney. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm.
Those intimate conversations and intimate actions can be classified as cheating if the person receiving it
y'all ain't never had y'all ain't never had no friendships with men, and it shows.
Keita, yes or no? Is it inappropriate
okay.
to flirt with a coworker so that he go get you a meal or cover a break?
If in a relationship, absolutely it's inappropriate, but sometimes as Black women, we were taught to survive.
You know what? Go. No.
At least she told the truth right there, because that's what it really is, man. These women use men for protection and for provision. That's what they do. Okay, hold on. Okay, I had something going on in the background. So women, modern women, our sisters, this is what they will do, man. They're known for having work husbands. They are known for it. Okay, don't let it fool you. That work husband can turn into something bigger if it comes down to it. Now, usually women compartmentalize this and they use these men just for what they're using for. They call them foodies, right? They use these men to do the heavy lifting, right? And they kind of set them up as because in the black community we like to elevate our women. We like to call them goddesses, right? Queens, right? This is a queen. This is a black queen right here. This is the black princess right here. This is the goddess. This is the black goddess. This is the Mother Earth right here. So we ingrain that in them, especially the mothers, the big mamas. They ingrain this in the women to where they carry themselves like that, and they're just moving in a survival way. And she was absolutely dead on right when she said that it's cheating, but I'm doing it for survival. I'm doing it to preserve me. I'm doing it so I can have extra. She's not just happy with the protection of her man. She's not happy with just the provision of the man. These women want all men to protect them and all men to provide for them while they just run around in unicorn land. Right or wrong? These women want protection from all men. That's why they can have a work husband. That's why they can have a best friend. That's why they can have a side dude. And that's why they can have a husband. All these men are intricate roles in their life. And they don't have to necessarily be sleeping with any of them. Now, of course, they understand and know that they're going to have to sleep with some of them. Some of these men, they're going to have to give their body to, and they know that. And they're willing to do that. They're willing to give their body to the side dude because he's meeting a purpose. He's meeting a need. They're willing to give their body to their husband, right? Because their husband is the main one that's going to provide for them and take care of the big bulk of the bills, right? But they may not give their body to the work husband, but that's not off the table. Because if a woman looks at you like a work husband, she looks at you also as like a potential mate. Understand that. If a woman looks at you like a work husband, she also looks at you like someone potentially she could end up with if it doesn't work out with her man that she has at home. So you got to understand that. Black women are our sisters, especially the ones that follow the Cardi B, then the Nicki Minaj, then the Sukiana, then the Sexy Red, especially the Megan Thee Stallion type of black women. This is what they do. This is what they do. This is what they do. Hopefully y'all, hey Walter, can you hear me? Can you still hear me if I do this? Or you can't?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Do you hear anything? Do you hear anything in the background?
Well, I got a lot going on over here, but not from my end.
Okay. I'm just making sure. Okay, I'm making sure. I'm just picking up feedback in the background. Make sure you can't hear things going on in the background. But yeah, especially the black women that subscribe to the Sukianas and the Sexy Reds. I mean, we know that those are not the type of women that you need to be going after. Those are not the traditional women that we talk about on this platform that you should be chasing after or pursuing. You really shouldn't be chasing any woman. You should be attracting women, and you have to be attractive in order to attract women. Women are the most attractive in their 20s. Okay, they're in their attracting stage. Men attract in their 40s. Women attract in their 20s. Okay, why do I say men attract in their 40s? Okay, because you have resources, you have money, you have something called, or you should have something called supreme confidence. Those are all things that are attractive to a woman. Money, power, status, influence. You have those things, you're automatically attractive to women, and you don't have to chase them. They will find you. In your 20s and 30s, you don't have the money, power, influence, the status. You don't have the supreme confidence yet, right? You don't know what you're good at. You don't know what you're purposeful. You don't know what your purpose is in those stages. But something happens when you turn 40, you figure that out. And that's why I say men are attractive in their 40s, women are attractive in their 20s. It's a different dynamic. It's a different dynamic. And I don't want to get too far off the topic, but there's a reason why women are supposed to date older, not younger, or not the same age. because they will not respect that man as a leader. If you're a woman and you're complaining about men not being leaders, not being able to lead, if that's one of your biggest concerns, not being emotionally intelligent, as you want to call it, which just means logical, right? If you're that woman who's blaming men for not being emotionally intelligent and not being leaders, it's probably because you're not picking in the right age bracket. If you look at the majority, if you go just Google this, Google the age, what's the average age of a CEO? How about that? Let's start with that. What's the average age of a CEO? If you Google that, it's going to say about 42.56 something, about 42 and a half is the average age of CEOs. If you Google the average age of managers and supervisors, you know it's going to be the same thing, about 40 and a half, 42 and a half. See, men and even some women don't grow in to become leaders until later on in time. If I'm a young kid and I'm trying to lead a group of older men, it's going to be very difficult, right? Because they're going to be looking at my age and looking at my experience, and they're going to think, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. But if I'm the right age and I have the competency, then guess what's going to happen? People are going to listen. People are going to follow. So you women out there complaining that the boys that you're messing with, the 20-year-olds and the 30-year-old men that you're messing with, that they're not good men, good choices of men, you're probably right. You're probably right. But whose fault is that? Whose fault is that for dating these men? Whose fault is that? It's your fault. It's your fault. Because you chose to date in that age bracket and you didn't step it up. If you were really serious about finding a man and finding a husband, you'd be looking at 35 and up.
Man, I don't even think some of them are even serious because in the relationship thing, coaching and stuff where I come from, even the women that mature a little bit and break away from those men and start getting an older man, they give that older man a hard time. So, like, some of them aren't just ready for a relationship. Period. Just to be honest.
No, a lot of these women are just toxic, and they're stuck in their 16-year-old, 14-year-old girl phase that they never grow out of. Women suffer a lot from arrested development. I remember I always tell you, men work through their trauma, women get stuck in their trauma. So they'll have something traumatic happen to them when they were young, and they'll carry it with them for the rest of their life. Instead of working through it, instead of seeking therapy, instead of finding solutions, right? They'll go and just inherit more problems. They'll go and attract problem after problem after problem because they keep dating the same man, trying to change him. That's what women do, Walt. They're trying to change the man that traumatized them into the man that they want. So they'll run into a situation, they'll date a bad boy or a Pookie on a Ray Ray, right? Thinking they can change him. And that dude's like, man, I don't give a F about you. You're just like all the other hoes. I'm on to the next. And then they become traumatized because they got rejected. And now they go after those same type of men expecting to change them. And it doesn't work. And then when they do get around them, when they do try a different man, they give that man all the problems that they should have gave the Pookie and the Ray Ray, the bad boy, and the brother that traumatized them. They were good girls for them, but they become bad girls for the good men because they're stuck in their trauma. And they feel like now somebody dished it out to me, so now I got to dish it out to them. And that's what they do. That's what a lot of women do when they finally decide to start dating older. You're right. They give them heck too because they're trauma dumping. They're just dumping their trauma on the man that doesn't deserve it.
And a lot of that trauma came from their prerogative.
Oh yeah.
Because do you know how many times women come to me in my practice and what I do, and they'll be single, they'll be older and single, and I'll say, well, tell me about the guys that was in your life. and they'll mention a good one. I'll be like, well, why aren't you with him? Well, he was a nice guy. He was a cool guy. He did his thing. He led his family, but what? Ah, but we just didn't get along. Oh, so just because he wasn't doing what you wanted him to do, that's the reason. Like you could say all these good and all these positive things about him, but you can't be with him because he doesn't fit your prerogative. That's the way society has trained a lot of women of today. And or she'll say, "Well, I just wasn't attracted to him like that." Well, if all your if your attraction for men is fast food, if all you like is fast food, then all you're gonna have is problems. If all your when we was kids, yeah, we liked the
Saying
fast
that.
food, we liked the candy, we liked all that. But once we started getting older, we started to realize that maybe those fruits and vegetables, yeah, they do taste good. It's just that we was conditioned by the fast food, by the TV ads, and there's so many women that's not getting out of that, and they're ruining good men. They're ruining themselves and they're causing themselves problems because they want to be with the fast food guy, or you just said that they're trying to get the Pookie and Ray Ray to turn to a good man, right? But some of these women are doing the opposite too. They're trying to get the good man to have Pookie and Ray Ray qualities as well, so that they can feel comfortable. So that's an issue.
Right. Right. And a lot of these women are playing games, man. Let me share this with you. I think I shared this with you on the platform. Let me try to see if I can bring this back up here. Give me a second here. I'm about to bring something up. Share this tab. I just want to show you what happens when a woman gets with a good man, or gets with a nice guy, or gets with a simp. The games that they play, the things that they do, right? You gotta understand, when women don't get better, they become bitter. When women go through trauma, when women go through hard times, they don't necessarily get better. They become bitter. Okay. And then they take that bitterness out on the next guy and the next guy and the next guy and the next guy. Can you see this tab in the stream? Can you see it in the stream or no? Let me see. Let me bring it up. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's play this.
Yeah, I see it.
Hey, babe.
Hey, baby.
Hi.
Look at you.
Yeah, I'm at the salon. I just got my hair done how you like it.
I see.
Although there's one problem. I left my wallet and my purse at the house, and I need to pay the lady so I can leave.
How much is it?
It's $300.
Yeah, I'll send it.
Can you just...
Yeah, hold on.
Thank you so much.
Did you get it?
Yes, I got it.
All right, cool. Love you.
Okay, love you too. Bye.
All right, bye.
Oh my God. Jeez, I gotta buy some groceries and get some steak at Ruth Chris. Thank you so much.
Everything's okay?
Yeah, everything's good. Thanks.
Now, did you hear what she just said? I got to get some steak from Ruth Chris. She said, hey, babe, I left my wallet at the house. This is how women feel like they need to deserve to treat themselves. They got to trick and con men out of their money so they don't have to do it. She didn't want to use her money. She obviously got a job. She's obviously working. She obviously spent that money on something else. She probably paid a bill, right? And then she thought, well, shoot, I paid my bill. Now I need to reward myself. Let me scam my husband or scam my boyfriend or scam some trick or some simp into giving me some money so I can treat myself. Now, she's not taking that money and treating the man. She's treating herself. Notice that. That's what I'm saying. You say you want to know how to vet a woman and how to know if a woman's into you. Well, you got to be careful of things like that. That's why I say as men, you got to always be like, not be afraid to say no. Tell these chicks no. Say, no, I'm good. No, I don't got it. Who cares if they call you, oh, you broke, oh, you ain't got no money, you're cheap, you're stingy. you don't know how to treat a woman. Who cares if they call all these names? Say no. Learn how to say no and learn how to walk away. Learn how to say no and learn how to walk away from a chick. I don't care how many years y'all been together. I don't care how long, how much you invested in there. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. You getting taken advantage of, you being mistreated is not worth it. It's not worth the time in. If she's willing to scam you like this, and let's be real, he probably didn't know. I mean, I probably would look at her wig and be like, hey, that looks like a wig. You know, I probably would have been like, hey man, can you pull your hair a little bit? Can you show me the hairdresser that did that? You know, obviously he didn't, you know, I got my hair done the way you like it. If you like hair like that, if you like white women's hair on black women, something wrong with you, brother. Okay, something wrong with you. I'd have been like, nah, girl. If you got it the way I wanted you to be natural. So is that natural or is that a sew-in or is that a wig? You know, because I don't want that. If you got your hair the way I done it, then let me take you to the spot and I'll pay for it. But you're not gonna call me and be like, you know, hey, you know, I just got my hair done out of the blue without telling me, and then take that money and go to Ruth Chris and go spend it on yourself, and I'm not there. That's violation. That's trying to reward yourself for bad behavior. That's what that is. That's saying, you know what, I messed up on some money, and now I gotta reward myself. Or I paid a bill that you're supposed to pay, and now I need something, you know, for me. No, you gotta learn how to. Just like men have to sacrifice, women have to sacrifice too. It goes both ways. I can't be the only one sacrificing this relationship. I pay a bill, and guess what? When I pay my bills and I don't have any money left over, guess what? I don't go shopping. I don't get to go shop. I don't get to pay a bill and then have no money left over and then be like, hey, babe, you know what? I got my hair cut just the way you wanted it. You know.
Okay, but can we talk about the other side to it too?
Go ahead.
Because I know you're talking about how to prevent it and how to stop it. But if you have a wife or a girlfriend and let's say you missed it and that happens, something like that happens to you, a man also needs to know what to do on the other end of it too. Because if you're going, hey baby, what's that money at? Are you gonna give that? Oh well, blah blah blah. No. Wait, hold on. Wait, what? Oh, so you played me? Oh no, but it's okay. Don't let her laugh in your face. Don't simp it out and say it's okay. Like there has to be like some type of consequence, whether it's you walking away, you leaving. You know, if you're a wife, if it's your wife, you can't walk away like that. But you can. Maybe look, I'm gonna go sleep somewhere else or whatnot, whatever. That
No,
like that.
You don't leave the house. You put her on timeout, brother. We gotta learn how to go back to timeout.
Yeah, like there has to be something. Yeah, there has to be something. That's all I'm saying. That there has to be something to go on. Don't let her just laugh it off because she's gonna try to giggle it off, laugh it off, and then that's gonna be her license to do it again.
No,
and if you simp it out like that,
you gotta put these women in their place. And this is how you do it, Walter. Okay. If you find out that you're paying for something that you shouldn't be paying for because she made a mistake, and she's using you as her backup plan or her way to catch up from the mistakes that she made, no, you don't do that. First of all, you got to always investigate and ask questions more so that doesn't happen. You know, listen, if money's leaving my hand, I'm gonna question where it's going, how it's going, when it's being spent, what time it's being spent. I'm gonna need receipts. And you can't tell me you threw the receipts away because you know I don't believe in throwing receipts away. I'm a businessman. We got to keep our receipts. Okay, all receipts are kept. Show me your phone. You used your card, great. Let's go into your bank account. I want to see how you're spending your money. Now, some people might think that's extreme. That's not extreme. Not for the man. No. I got it. You know, let's go into your social media. Let me get your passwords now. You know, some people might think that's extreme, but no, that's not extreme. If that's my woman, I have to make sure that, hey, you know, let's be real. If you allow a woman to to be out there on her own, she's gonna go all the way far left. A woman is like it's like a rocket. It's like a missile. 99.9% of the time, she's off course. The missile is off course. And you need that guy in the booth doing course correction. You constantly have to do course correction on your woman. If you don't, she's going to fall victim and prey to circumstance, situations, and other men. That's just how it is. Women are emotional. They're not thinking logical. They're thinking about what about how I feel right now. They're thinking about their happiness right now. I'm bored. That's how they move. So if you're not a man that understands that you need to be course correcting this woman on a constant basis, and you need to be able to be, you need to be a leader and emotionally intelligent enough, as these women like to throw out, responsible enough to where you can do that. Now I know a lot of times we don't got time. A lot of men's problem, a lot of men's situation we put ourselves in is we don't got time because we're busy. We're busy getting to the bag. I don't got time to check her social medias. I don't got time to just babysit her. I got a whole job out here. But let me tell you something. It's all, don't neglect that. Don't spend too much time on it, but don't neglect that, because you need to know what's going on. So you not so you can catch her doing anything. She might not be doing anything. She might be doing great, but so you know how to move. You got to watch her habits, watch her behaviors. You got to know how your woman is with money. If she's not good with money, you got to get on her head until she is good with money. You gotta watch out for the manipulation, because those are the things that women use: manipulation and lies. They use that to preserve their life and get what they want. They preserve their life.
Right.
Self-preservation is number one, and then they use manipulation also to get what they want. Right? Oh, they'll even try to withhold sex, and you as a man have to be stoic and stubborn enough to be like, "Hey, man, I'm not going for it." Okay.
Right.
This is how it's going to be. So when you find your woman or a person trying to, I'll be anecdotal real quick. I've had my wife make some mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And I had to check her. She made some mistakes. I noticed that, hey, she was trying to, get this certain item, and she was, I was like, hey, don't ever tell me you spending the money on this, and you're really spending the money on that. Because guess what that's going to do? That's going to stop flow. As a man, I'm not saying, hey, man, I'm gonna be real. You might have to start. Hey, that bill that you won't pay, better figure it out. Better figure it out. Because the moment you misuse my resources stop. They have a begin date and they have the end date to it. And I know women don't like that. I know some men probably won't even like it. They'll be like, "Oh man, no. You have to have standards, and you have to set boundaries and say, do not cross this." Like, one of the things I'm very big on, don't ever lie to me. I don't care what you did wrong. Don't ever lie to me, because you're not valuable to me if you lie. You have no value to me. The moment I catch you in a lie, you're no longer valuable. You're no longer somebody I need around me or in my life. I need people around me that I can trust. So I need your loyalty. I need your honesty, right? Those are the two most valuable things I look for in a woman: loyalty and honesty. The moment you break either of those things, you're in danger of me walking away.
And notice you didn't say bag or box.
Say that again, bag or what?
I said, notice you didn't say you need bag or box. You said you need loyalty and honesty.
Yeah. Loyalty, that's the main thing a man needs: loyalty, honesty, and a peaceful environment, an agreeable environment. Those are the three things men need, besides food, sex, and what was the other? I know there's another third thing. But the main thing that men need outside of food and sex is loyalty, honesty, and a peaceful environment. If you cannot provide those three things, I don't need to be around you.
Right.
I don't need to be around
before anybody tries to call us misogynistic and all those nonsense terms and whatnot, if we don't do it, society will. That's how society and the government and all these entities are getting loyalty from women because they're doing the same thing. But yet when we do it, all of a sudden it's
Oh no,
supposed
I
to
have
be
standards. I have
extreme or bad.
standards. I carry myself a certain way. You know, you gotta, I gotta if I can't trust you, like I said, I don't care what you do wrong, just don't lie. And be loyal. Okay. I don't accept unfaithfulness at any time. If I'm a 100% traditional man, I expect a 100% traditional woman. No ifs, ands, or but. If I'm providing for everything, you are not allowed to cheat and you are not allowed to lie. Those are two big things, and I'm like that with my relationships with men. Okay. If you're a man and you lie, I ain't got no brother, we're done. We're done.
Right, right.
If you're not loyal to me, if you don't have my back like I have your back, hey brother, we're associates. We're no longer friends. We're associates.
Right.
So I'm definitely going to require the same thing with my woman. Now I expect my brothers to contend with me. I expect my brothers to criticize me and be critical of me, right? But I understand that's for the betterment of me as a man. That's an, hey man, tighten up. And I'm okay with that. Challenge me. And I'm okay with my woman even being a little bit critical and challenging in certain situations, when it's needed. Hey, you know what, man? You're a man of character. I don't want you to, I don't want you to do this because this is out of your character. You've always done it this way. I don't want you to move this way. Maybe you should. You know what? I may be in my ego a little bit. Okay. I'll calm down. You're right. I can move like that. I can understand that. But the three things I need from a woman that makes her valuable beyond reproach, beyond anything else, is her loyalty, undying loyalty, honesty, and can she create a peaceful environment for me when I come home and when I'm around her. I don't want to be arguing and contending. I do that with men. I don't do that with women. I don't argue with women. I don't contend with women. I do that with men because men, we are logical. We can reason with one another. With a woman, there's no logic and reason into it. I am a benevolent dictator. And that's just what it is. You chose me to be your man. You chose me to lead. Let me do my job.
Right.
Period. I'm not saying you can't question it, but let me do my job. I'm not saying you're not going to have a voice, but I'm saying let me do my job. The job I was ordained by God to do, the job I've grown into, the job I've developed into, the competent man that I've become, allow me to be that competent man. Period. But that was a great question, Walt. That was a great they got to know the flip side of it. What do you do on the flip side when you find out that this is what your woman did? You got to check her, and you got to check her hard. You got to let her know it's not okay to go to Ruth Chris with my money, especially if I'm not there. You're not allowed to trick me out of the, you're not allowed to trick me out of the bag. Okay? You're not allowed to do that. I'm not no trick. You respect me. If a woman who does that does not respect her man. And that's grounds for dismissal, actually. The moment you find out that she's doing that or she has done that, now you got to think about how many other times she's done that. Oh, I need to get my nails done. How many times she do you like that? How many times? Got to check her. Got to call her out on it. And you kind of.
And where do they learn that from? They, you know what I mean? I'm gonna just put it back like saying. You know, it's sad where they learned that from.
Oh, they learned that from mama because she did that with the child support and the alimony. You know, because her mama, their mama couldn't stand a man with standards. That's why she left him and made them a single family home. So she decided to take that child support money that she's supposed to be spending on the child and spend it on her hair. Right? That's where they learned it from. They learned it from home. This is all learned behavior. This is all trauma induced. You know, I got to get something out of this man. You know, because that's what men are for. Men are utilities. We're not humans. We're not humans to the women. We're utility vehicles for these women. We're stepping stones for a lot of these women so they can get to the next level. We're going to teach them the game, and they're going to use the game against us one day and try to level up with a different caliber of guy. You know, let me talk about this real quick. You know, you have women who want to go to school, who want to get an education, who want to get a degree. These women want to get an education and they want to get a degree, right? Here's the problem with that. What if you get with a man that your degree and your career don't necessarily fit into his program? What if you get with a man, right? You get a degree and he has to move across the country or even across the world, and your degree won't allow you. Your career won't allow you. Your job won't allow you. Let me tell you what is better. It's better for you to marry young and marry older and allow that man to put you through college, some kind of trade, some kind of degree, because it's going to fit with his plan and his purpose of what he's doing.
Right.
Versus you trying to already have the house and already have a degree and already have this and bringing debt to that man. Why don't you get with the man that's going to level you up with him based on where he's trying to go with his goals? We got a comment. We worried about Eminem when it's our own selves that are really dissing us. Okay, what are you talking about, brother? How are we worried about Eminem when it's our own selves that are really dissing us? I don't know if that's
I'd
a
have
good
to
or
know
bad
what he's
comment.
talking about. I'm not
I
sure
don't
what
know
you
what you're
mean.
talking about. I don't know if that's good or positive, brother. I would say just clarify a little bit more if you want to. You know, I'm okay with that. Clarify. But I don't think if we're getting back to Eminem, I don't think Eminem is racist. I don't think. I think he just had a bad experience with a black woman and he rapped about it. Now, did he do it in the right way? He did it in an immature way because he was an immature, emotional kid and overly obsessive. You know, he has an obsessive character, an obsessive mind state, and anything that he's obsessed about, he's obsessed with it. He goes in on it. You know, that's just his behavior, and that's based on his upbringing and his trauma. So the main part of this this podcast or this episode about Eminem as he disses black women is to show that he's not really wrong in what he's saying. You know, his delivery and the way he's stating things, it can be seen as racial or bigoted. But the truth of the fact of the matter is he just had an issue with a black woman and it rubbed him the wrong way. And then he went to the streets to talk about it. And basically what he's saying is it's not good for a black woman to date a black man and then jump on another black man's cock. I think that's accurate. It's not good for any woman to do that, not just a black woman, but any woman to date another man and then try to date another man. You know, it's not good to run up your body count or cheat on a man, period. It's not good for men to cheat. You know, I don't think men have to cheat or should want to cheat. You know, I think as men, we don't have to. We shouldn't lie. We shouldn't be lying to women to get between their legs. We shouldn't do that. We should just be direct in what we want. And if we don't get it, accept that we're not going to get it. We're not going to get it this way, and just accept that. But for the most part, is we understand that we got to jump through hoops and we got to do all these things. So a lot of men are willing to lower their standards and jump through these hoops and even flat out a lot of these women to get what they want. Because let's be real, we also know that women respond better to lies than they do to truths.
Yeah.
You know, I could tell a woman the truth and she'll be mad at me, but if I tell a woman a lie, she'll love me to death. Women do not like men being critical of them. If I say I don't like that dress, she's gonna have an attitude all day. Because in her mind, she thinks she leveled up with that dress. And I'm like, no, I'm not feeling it. You know, women don't like other women who are critical of them. You know, we see it all the time on these TikTok streets, on these YouTube streets. We try to explain to women what men like and what men don't like, and they get defensive right away. Right away. They just get defensive. So, you know, we just have to understand and know, man, that you know, this is where we're at. This is where we're at. This is the way the women are moving today, not just black women, but most women, modern women. You know, there are very few good, quote unquote, good women out there. And I say that with a grain of salt, because just because they're good women don't mean they're wives. Let me say that again. Just because they're good women don't mean that they're wives. They're just better than modern women.
Right.
A lot of women are just better than modern women. They're a better choice for modern women, but that don't mean they're wives. Just because they treat you a little nicer, they happen to be loyal, that doesn't mean they're a wife. You have to be trained to be a wife. You have to be taught how to be a wife. You can't just all of a sudden wake up and miraculously become a wife.
Right. I think that's where that's the only place where I could fault Eminem in that song about doing his little hurt and whatnot. Like, even if you're hurt or whatever, you can't say black women bad, white women good, because modern women is modern women, and it's been like that even since I was a kid.
Oh
So,
yeah, man. He was responding. You know, let's be real, man. He's a trailer park. He's a poor white, right? So he's responding like most poor whites and most trailer park whites respond when they get in this situation. You know, he's a young kid. He was emotional. He's raised by a single mother. His mother was probably on all types of drugs and all types of things. You know, similar to what goes on in black families, but just sprinkle some white meth on it. Sprinkle some meth on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, that's pretty much what it is. You know. But yeah, man. I'm gonna play this part from Melanie King, man, and then we're gonna maybe commentate a little bit, and then we're gonna ride this thing on out, man. We're at the hour 40 minutes. I didn't even think we're gonna go this long.
Oh yeah, your boy OD's on.
Oh, he's on right now. Yeah, we're gonna. I'll probably pop my head in there. Real soon. But let me play this part from Melody King real quick, and let me tell you, like, let me just say it like this: she's right on, she's spot on, and this is what brothers need to do. Now, let's do this.
Nastiest, most disgusting, vile, dirty mouth creatures when it comes to something that they don't want to hear, something that goes against their programming. And it's the thing, they don't even understand they've been programmed to believe these things. And if you come against it, they don't come back with statistics, data, proof, or something that is well thought out and using critical thinking. No, it's an emotional lashing out. How dare you go against my programming? How dare you go against what I've always believed? Because they cannot believe it's true. They cannot believe that they ruined their own lives. There's no point in trying to change them anymore. There's no point. They have to destroy themselves. They're not going to listen to anybody. They're rebellious, godless, sex-craved, delusional creatures that don't resemble anything that a woman should be. They hate everything that a woman is, except for what feminism tells them they should be. They deny their own biology. You cannot tell them not to destroy themselves. It is mass delusion. And they think if they shout you down, call you names, make fun of you, do all of these things, that somehow it's going to change their outcome. No, the only thing that's going to change and continue to change are men. And there is no use in trying to save these women. There's no use in trying to compromise. There's no use in trying to work with any woman over here because they are gone. They are lost. We're going to have to let them run their course and let a younger generation see the destruction when they become the old, bitter, nasty, destructive people that they are, and how they even hurt their own children with these mindsets. If they even have children, we've got to get the data and the outcome out there. And so yes, I encourage men to go their own way. Don't approach, don't coddle, don't give princess treatment, don't listen to nothing. They deserve nothing. The only thing that's going to work is the absolute coldness of men. Who hurt you?
And there we go. The only thing that's going to save these women, you want to save these women, don't be available to them. You want to save these women, I'm going to put you on mute real quick. You want to save these women, don't be available to these women, period. Give them the cold shoulder. Don't give them the time of day. The moment you realize they're a modern woman living in a modern world and living a modern woman lifestyle, you have to reject them hard. You have to do a hard pivot. A hard pivot. Because let me tell you, these women are going to get older and they're going to become more bitter. You're not doing them any favors by validating their feelings. Let me say that again. You're not doing these modern women any favors by validating their feelings. Wrong is wrong, right is right. Do not do them any favors by being around to save them, to rescue them. Leave them to the weak men and the weak simps that they covet most, that they're going to need in their time. I want to get rid of all simps. I don't want any weak men to be around. But we know that they're going to be strong men and they're going to be weak men. So let these women, they deserve the weak men, not the strong men. Give them what they deserve. Give them the simps and the tricks that they deserve. Let them mess that man's life up. Let them boss that man around. Let them steal that man's legacy. Don't allow them to steal yours. Don't get them pregnant. Don't cohabitate with them. Don't build a family with them. Reject them, reject them, reject them. This is why the Passport Bro movement is so important. This is why the MGTOW movement is so important. This is why the Red Pill movement is so important. This is why men's masculinity is so important. That it's important that you understand what Melanie King just said. Give them the cold shoulder. That's what they deserve. If you see them in trouble, do not intervene. Let karma deal with them. Don't put yourself in harm's way and have their karma get on you. I know you want to jump in and rescue all these women, but guess what? All these women do not belong to you. They do not abide by the social constructs that we used to abide by. They don't abide by the social contract that we signed, that our forefathers signed years and years and years ago. They rejected that social contract. So if they rejected that social contract, look at it like they rejected your protection and they rejected your provision. When they start saying independent woman, they're saying, I want to be alone. So leave them alone. Leave them alone. The moment they start speaking independent woman, let them be. Now I wanted Walt D to have the last word. I went a little long. I guess he had to cut off, but y'all get it. Eminem, Foolish Pride. Eminem disses black women. Is he wrong for dissing black women? I didn't see anything in there that he said that was wrong, besides the racial undertone. I wasn't cool with that. But pretty much accurate. They just want your money. A lot of these women, not just black women, but all women, modern women, they're looking at man as a come up, as a bag. They're looking at man as somebody I can get ahead from. There are women out here who will, there you go, there goes Walt D. There are women out here who will target older men because they're looking for that older man to put them through school, teach them a skill, buy them their first property, help them flip this, learn business acclimates from that man, and then they're going to take that resources and to go spend it on the Pookie and the Ray Ray. There are women who do that, so you got to watch out for that. And even though I'm telling women they should date older, I'm saying older men, you need to watch out for that younger woman who's going to take advantage of you because you're going to do the right thing for her, and she knows it. And she knows, especially if she's not your wife, and especially if you don't have no prenup. Those are the two things you need as an older man. And I don't like saying older man because when you're 40, you're not old. When you're 35, you're not old, right? But you need to get two things when you deal with a younger woman. Okay, when you deal with a younger woman, especially a younger woman that has $0, that has nothing, right? You need to get a prenup, right? That's important. And you need to marry, that woman needs to be your wife before you spend any money on her. She has to be your wife, and you must have a prenup. Those are the two things you need as a 35 to 45-year-old man when dating women in their 20s. You get those two things to protect yourself. You let her know, hey, if you leave me, the resources stay with me, and you leave with what you came with. Especially if you're trying to put this woman through college and school, and she's trying to level up off of you. She may get to level up off of you, but she's not going to be able to destroy your life after she does it, if that's the case. Right? Because women are going to learn the game. They're going to learn the game and soak it up, and they're going to run with it. That's what they do. That's what they use men for. Walter, I'm going to let you close us out, brother. I've been talking for too long. Go ahead and close us out, man. What are your final thoughts on Eminem, Foolish Pride, and just man and women relationships in general, and even older men and dating younger women and younger women dating older men?
Well, before I go into more words, all of this can just be summed up in 2 words: stop simping. That's basically it. That would solve all these problems. But you know, Eminem, they didn't know that back in the day. That they was young, they was growing up. Like, look, Eminem grew up without his father, so he didn't have a father to say, hey, you know, he didn't have a father to say everything that you just said right now to the younger men. If Eminem had a father that said all that, I don't think he would have made that song. I think he would have made the song more like Snoop and all them did. Like, you know, you got the H's, the tricks, and the all over there, and then you got the women over here. You know what I mean? And so it all comes down to having to do.
All right, brother, you cut out again on us, brother. All right, brother Walt D cut out on us, man. Hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. If you come over to this channel, I want y'all to do me a favor, like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. What do you think about Eminem, Old Foolish Pride? What do you think about younger women dating mature men? I'll say that, men in their 30s and 40s. What do you think about women in their 20s dating men in their 30s and 40s? And how men need to safeguard themselves from women who play games and trauma dump on them and project their livelihood on those men. I think, you know, we need to be careful. We need to be, you know, we need to move differently out here. As men, we need to move differently out here. So this has been another episode of the Too Much Moxie podcast. I am your humble host, Too Much, and we are out. Peace.
Yeah, I feel like I joined the choir. Shit, I should go to church.